Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. This video is probably something you guys have been expecting for a while. I said I wasn't actually going to do this, but I put the NZXT H1 on my desk for basically since I did the video about it, and I know people have mixed feelings about this case, whatever, I don't care. I wanted to see if it would be something that I was interested in daily driving, so I literally put it next to my daily rig, like I said, since this video came out, to see if it would slowly persuade me to do such a thing. And today's the day. I decided that I would just give it a go. I would transplant my daily driver, which is this machine here, which is in the Fantech Shift Air that I built around the start of the year. So it's been about 3 months daily driving it. This case is excellent. And I did make a few hardware changes since the original build video. I swapped the 9900KS out for an 8700K that I had. Basically because I wanted to use the 9900K for something else. But the ultimate idea for this is to transplant this into this and then see if I like it and then do one last video with the H1. Now I've already answered basically every question that we got about this in another video and the original build, which I'll put in the description, and there'll be links up there if you want to check them out too. Which side is it? I think I forgot which side, but it's one of those sides. Anyway, I'm gonna do a transplant video and we're gonna do one last hurrah with this. So strap yourselves in and get ready, because it's going to be a thing. All right, first things first is, we need to pull all the hardware out of this PC so it can go in the H1. So we're going to do that. I'm going to just chat to you guys as I do this, or maybe I'll speed it up. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We're just winging it today. Doing something a little bit different. Okay, now, whoa, that's a bit dusty, even though it sits on top of my desk. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a clean out, quite obviously. But this system has been really, really good. And basically, if you haven't seen the original build video, the idea for this PC is I do everything on this computer every single day except edit video. So literally everything else except editing. The editing machine is all on its lonesome, and I'll just chat a little bit about the hardware that's in this. This is really dusty and it sits on my desk. That's how you can tell it gets used every day, because the amount of dust that's in this thing. So basically, the parts are pretty straightforward. 8700K, 32 gigs of Corsair LPX. I used this Corsair H60 to cool the 9900KS, which was okay. I mean, this doesn't really have crazy heavy workloads. It's got I think it's a 650 watt or a 750 watt gold power supply in it as well. And it's got the 5700 XT. It's the Gigabyte Gaming OC version. Pretty decent GPU. Completely overkill for a daily driver, but I had it, so I thought I might as well use it. I also flipped the whole PCI riser enclosure around, because usually the fans face inwards on this case. I don't know why they do that, especially with the mesh side. But yeah, so I'm not going to talk about clearances and stuff, because actually look, it's a 600 watt. Okay, I was wrong. I don't remember building that, to be honest. The other reason for us using this GPU initially was the way you plug in the PCIe power, because the power supply here actually blocks it off if it's further down. So this was one of the only GPUs we had at the time that would actually fit in here, which is, again, why I used it. So I'm gonna stop talking now and actually do some stuff as we talk about pulling this all apart. Because as much as I don't want to do this, and as much as this PC gets used, I do want to see if the H1 would actually be a good candidate for a daily driver. I don't know how it's going to be, let's be honest, because everything I did was based on testing, and I mean, with this kind of stuff, it's never really extended use, even when anyone does videos about cases. So a lot of the information you're getting is only from the perspective of that short amount of time of use, and I feel like, yeah, that might not always be the most accurate way of consuming information about things. The other thing about this system as well, it's got two SATA drives, or SATA drives, and we say SATA in Australia, deal with it. Yeah, so this one of them has Pop OS, the other one has Mac OS. Yeah, and that's the other reason why it's Intel as well, because Intel Hackintoshes are a bit nicer, and yeah, I just decided that would be the right way to go. Wow, I really cable managed this in a way that it wasn't meant to come undone anytime soon. Okay, let's See if we can get some of this stuff unplugged. Wow, I actually really put this together well. Okay, let's see if we can get this board out. I also needed to use a EPS power connector, like extension cable from like another like cable extension kit, because the EPS power connector for the way I had this built wasn't long enough. So yeah, that's also a thing. Okay, riser cables out. We should be able to get this motherboard out pretty easily. I think I did something actually. Okay, let's just crack on with it. Get the board out, let's do it. Out comes the drives. Yes, I need these drives. They have important stuff on them. So these will be going into the NZXT H1 as well. One screw, two screw, one screw, two screw. You know what's gonna say next, Claire? One screw, two screw, one screw, two screw. I was trying to make a joke and it's not working. One screw, two screw, GPU. That was my joke. One screw, two screw GPU. That thing just got mangled on the way out. 5700 XT, ladies and gentlemen, take a bow. And everything else you see in here, I'm gonna leave it in here because it's cable managed perfectly for this motherboard, just in case I change my mind at a later date. I won't be selling this or getting rid of this. I will be keeping this for another project. I suspect that I will end up moving our home theater PC into this, or I'll just put the mesh panels from this on a home theater PC because we use the non-air version of the Shift in there. Okay, now that tear down part of the video is on, let's crack on with the build. Yep, that's how we do it, right, Claire? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of a transplant of my daily driver into the H1. This case is just crazy easy to build in, and I like it, and everyone always will harp on about the price and all this other stuff with this case. Guys, you're getting a pretty decent deal for a cooler, a power supply, the case, as well as a pretty high-end riser cable. I don't know why a lot of people have complained about it. Like I said in the other videos that we did with this, I would have preferred this to have been a mesh panel, but you know, it's okay, it's no problem. Now this system isn't really used for like high-end stuff. This is basically just for uploading to YouTube and just doing all the stuff that you would do on like an office computer. So this is kind of the perfect case and use case for this type of PC, and I dig it. I think this case is okay. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's okay. So yeah. Also, I wanted to address something that we always get when I use this specific motherboard and builds. Guys, this is an engineering sample of this ASRock board, so I don't have an IO shield, so please don't just go in the comments about it, because yes, I get it. I literally just do not have an IO shield for this board. Now, I'll quickly talk about all the parts in case you guys are interested. I will put a PC part picker list to the original build, which in the Fantex case, because yeah, it's basically exactly the same hardware. What I did was I used the ASRock Z390 mini-itx, and this is more of a workstation-y focused motherboard. Doesn't have RGB, doesn't have any of that fancy stuff. It literally just has everything you need for a workstation. The GPU is the Gigabyte 5700 XT Gaming OC. I've used this plenty of times, and because I used it plenty of times, I decided to drop it into my daily driver because it's a pretty decent card. I don't need it to play games. I don't need it to do any of that stuff. I just need it to do whatever I need it to do, which is none of that stuff. And there's a few other things in here that will be in the PC part picker list that I don't think I should really talk about because we have used this hardware plenty of times. But one thing I decided to do was actually not put those SATA or SATA drives back into the machine. I haven't really been using either Pop! OS or Mac OS lately anyway, so I just thought it would just add extra cables and I'd have to put SATA cables in and all that. I've literally been using, yeah, just Windows. And the other thing with this machine that I never really talk about is this is actually my music production PC as well. So all the music from the channel gets made on this PC. So yeah, the M.2 on this is quite delicate. It's got everything of course is backed up, but this is like the running version of the music production PC at the moment, and it gets the job done. The 8700K is a really good CPU for music production. I highly recommend it. If you can find one cheap, I still think they're a pretty decent chip to pick up. Now this one isn't delidded. I don't really care much for that delidding stuff. I'm sorry if it's not an enthusiast thing to not delid your chip, but I don't really care. I just want it to work, and it works fine. It doesn't get too hot, whatever. And yeah, I'm not gonna dive into thermals or any of that stuff because we've already done plenty of that content around this case already. So yeah, there'll be links in the description if you wanna check out all the other stuff that we've done with this case. But I think it's time for me to say goodbye, Claire. I'm going. I'm gonna go and make some fresh music for this video. Maybe there'll even be some fresh B-roll too. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how this works yet. But yeah, I literally haven't even powered this on. I'm lying, there's a power cable hanging out the back of it. See, power cable. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm out. See you guys later. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, float plane, join button, all of that stuff. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do and tell us what you hated about it. Or don't, whatever. Sometimes it's better not to say anything. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And yeah, once again, I know how everyone feels about the price in this case and all that stuff already. I don't care. This is meant to be like a workstation, so suck it up. Let's do it. Bye. Bye bye. Hey hey.